The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Which Jets will take the biggest jump this upcoming season? That and much more is what we're discussing on today's Jake Asman Show. A lot to get into. Frankie V is going to join me. Let's hit it and get it started.
We sitting here, we excited as hell.
Now it's time to get to work. Are you a happy guy?
Oh my goodness, let's go!
I haven't felt joy talking about the Jets in a long time. When they announced it, I went, yeah! Let's go! A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show live on a Monday. I hope everyone had an outstanding weekend. Less than 2 weeks away from our first ever Gangrene Beach Club event. There's still tickets available if you go to gangrenebeachclub.com to lock in your spot. Wayne Krabet will be there. And basically, anyone in the Jet universe that comes on this show, that you watch on YouTube, that you read in any media outlet, and of course, some of our most famous super fans like Fireman Ed, they're all going to be there in one spot. Wear your green and white, and we will see you on July 11th. That's less than 2 weeks away. Get your tickets at gangrenebeachclub.com. Among our guests that will be there is our guest this morning in his weekly Monday spot, the co-founder of uSTADIUM and the co-host of the Gangs All Here podcast with the New York Post, Frankie V. Frankie V from uSTADIUM joins us now. Tanky, I know you were out in Montauk over the weekend. I hope you enjoyed your vacation.
Yes, I did, man. Much needed. Montauk's a great place. I couldn't recommend the place enough. It's fun, good vibes. It's smaller than I thought. Montauk isn't really a big place. We looked, there was I think inhabitants, it's like 4,200 or something. So it's a small place. But I had a blast, man. Surf Lodge, whatever it's called, was fun.
How much they charge you for a drink there? $25?
Yeah, something like that. I got a bottle of wine. That's a
fancy.
Got a nice bottle of white wine, chilled, $70-$80, something good. I got a nice French bottle. Hey, that's like 3 or 4 drinks right there, and it's some good stuff. You know, you look a little fancy too doing it. So, you know, I wasn't really on the whole let me wait to get a cocktail for $22 kind of binge. So but yeah, man, it was fun. I needed it. But yeah. Getting ready to get back to work, and your event's coming up pretty soon. So I gotta get my party shoes back on in a week and a half. So
get the Speedos ready, baby. It is down. Gangrene Beach Club. Can't wait. I did want to start with just something serious that broke this morning. So for those who haven't seen it, former Jet running back, most notably, he was a Tennessee Titan. Chris Johnson did an interview with Good Morning America. He sat down with Michael Strahan, and he announced that he has ALS. So very serious, obviously terrible. Life expectancy is not supposed to be that much longer, just listening to the interview. So the Jets sent out a post saying, our entire Jet family is with you at Chris Johnson, sending strength and support as you face this challenge. I actually got to interview Chris Johnson at an event that he was a part of the night before the NFL draft in Nashville in 2019. And he couldn't have been nicer. Obviously known for being a Titan, not a Jet, but we did talk about his Jet career in the conversation with my friend Alex Gold, who was my co-host on our draft show. So very sad to see this. Just wanted to acknowledge this at the start of the show, and obviously send Chris Johnson and his family all the best dealing with what is an insidious disease that hopefully one day there's a cure for.
Yeah, man, it's crazy how fast that disease just takes over. I was reading some comments. People are like, yeah, I had a friend that they were 29, and by the time they were 32, they had passed. So yeah, it's so unfortunate. Life can be cruel and can be short for some people. So Yeah, prayers out to him. The device he had to use to even speak on Good Morning America, I didn't even know those kind of devices existed. Did you see that? So the power of technology is always cool in that regard, but it's not cool, obviously, what him and his family's going through. And yeah, stinks, man. It stinks. A lot of these NFL players, I don't know if the NFL had anything to do with that specifically, but you see a lot of these players have health issues down the line, and you could be in the spotlight one day, life is great, you've basically all the money you'd want, and then things change in the blink of an eye. So yeah, important to take care of yourself and get checked up with stuff all the time, for
No
sure.
doubt. No doubt. So wishing him all the best. Some actual Jet conversation we'll get into. Here's what we know about Geno Smith. Nothing new. Nothing has changed since we last heard that the investigation is open. After a day prior, they said it was closed and they were going to release a report. Then a day later, it became an open investigation again. Last time I had you on, we were still kind of in the midst of figuring out where exactly things stood. Any new thoughts on where we're at with Geno Smith before we get to today's main topic?
Yeah, so I'll be honest. I don't think anything's going to come out of this. I don't. I know the investigation's pending. It almost has to be until it's officially closed. So I don't think anything's going to come out of it. I don't think there's enough evidence. I listened to Joe, to Blew It on your show. I thought he gave some really good insights and perspective on the situation, specifically, like, if you think your life's in danger, wouldn't you leave? I mean, like, there's some obvious things like that in this whole thing. My whole thing on the show was the gun, and then some, having a special needs child around. But again, no one knows what kind of gun it is, A, and B, it's legal in Florida also. So, we could be looking at this in the wrong way if we're just, I was fixating a bit just on the gun in the sink, basement sink, not a kitchen sink, which we originally had thought, right? So that makes it a little bit different, because the basement's a more appropriate place, or is a place that a lot of people store their firearms. So yeah, I don't think anything will come out of it, man. I think it was a down time in football. There was no news coming out of any camp, really. So this was just something to kind of spark the conversation again. And we, doing shows and me hopping on once a week and us talking Jets weekly, daily. It's just a topic at hand. I don't think anything will come out of it, though. I really don't. I was also going on Instagram and looking at some of the stuff that this individual, this girlfriend, was posting, and it seemed like she was, I don't want to say backtracking, but it didn't seem like she was doubling down on her claims or tripling down. It seemed almost the opposite, that she was bringing up things like, yeah, well, people go through problems, and she's sharing stuff about her texts with Geno's, baby mother, and those texts seem pretty cordial. So, like, I think this will all just flare out pretty soon.
We will see. As of now, though, there's nothing new. So we'll keep everyone posted as we hear things. We'll definitely try and cover it the best we can on this show. This topic we're going to get into, Frankie, was actually inspired by a great tweet from Jet Nation. So I put together a graphic so everyone could see it. And if you're listening on either Apple or Spotify, here's the question. Top 3 Jets you're expecting to see a big jump from this year. So you can answer this any way you want. It could be a young player who takes a leap in year 2, right? Like a Mason Taylor type, if you want. It could be someone who's been on the team that all of a sudden plays the best ball of their career. It could be a new Jet that maybe is going to be in the right situation, the right environment to put together their best season yet. So however you want to address this, you can. I have some names. I know you put together some names in advance of me asking you this question as well. So you take it away. You give your first Jet you expect to see a big jump from this season.
Yeah, so what I did here was I wanted to go into almost my draft notes on these players, because they're all pretty much young guys, except the last guy, but he's not old in any way. So I went into my notes pre-draft and players that I loved coming out of the draft and that happen to be on our team that I don't think have reached their ceiling yet. That first player is Olu Fashanu. Olu, I think, is going to end up being a player that is going to be a Jets Ring of Honor kind of guy. I compare him a lot to DeBrickashaw Ferguson. I love his footwork. I love his technique. I loved him at Penn State. I had him as my tackle 1. I had him even over Joe Alt. I had Olu ahead of him by a nudge because I like his pass sets better than Alt's. Alt's better as a run blocker, but Olu's better as a pass blocker to me coming out of the draft. I don't think he's reached his ceiling yet for a few reasons. One, I think the quarterback play here has been horrendous. I think the quarterbacks hold on to the ball way too long. There's no consistency scheme-wise with our offense. It just, you're leaving Olu out to die out there and give up some sacks and penalties. So Olu to me is number one. And Jake, I brought this up. I've heard you bring this up as well. Have we ever left a game or gone into a game and been like, damn, Olu played like crap, or we have to worry about Olu today? He's going to get eaten alive out there. Never. I've never had that thought, never had that analysis into a game or post game. So Olu to me is one there. I think he'll make a case to be a Pro Bowl kind of left tackle this year. I think the offense too will run a lot more professionally with Frank Reich. So that's one. Two is a little bit of an interesting name. Listen, Braylon Allen, everyone has recency bias when it comes to what you remember from him. The fumble, we were driving late in a game that kind of cost us that game or any momentum to be had to win that game. And then the injuries. He just can't seem to stay on the field. Now, maybe that'll stay with him, given his running style. I think he'll be banged up here and there. But coming out of the draft, I comped him to James Conner. Braylon Allen remind me a lot of the James Conner kind of back. Loved him out of Wisconsin. Was ecstatic about the pick. The guy's in phenomenal shape. He breaks a ton of tackles, and he's very fast.
He's always in phenomenal shape.
Yeah. Underrated vision also. When I was looking at him, he sniffs things out. He knows when to cut. He knows where the defensive line sometimes is going and coming from. And he understands a lot of the stunts up front that I think helps him sort of get those one-cut opportunities. If he stays healthy, I think Braylon Allen's going to be a player that's going to pop onto the scene this year. We're going to have stretches of games where you're not going to want to take him out. We just haven't really seen that yet because of injuries and due to lack of carries. He is the type of guy, though, he needs 15, 18 carries, 20 carries to really get the wheels turning, and then you'll sort of see the fruits of his labor because he'll carry the load if he has to. That's the kind of back he was at Wisconsin, and I see no reason why he won't be doing that in the NFL. I saw enough flashes where I have confidence in that. The last guy is everyone's favorite Jet. You know, he's a fan favorite, Jamian Sherwood, you know?
Oh, there it is.
Listen, Jamian Sherwood, all right, had a bad year last year. I brought this up on your show many of times. Steve Wilkes and that defense that he put together was atrocious. It made no sense. They had no idea what they were doing. You know a defense is bad when our players going one way and the offensive players going the other way and they're taking it 30, 40 yards. That's how you know, right? Like they don't understand what they were doing. I think Jamian was left out to die out there also because there was not really consistency on a defensive call front, and the guys up front weren't really holding down the fort. You know, they were allowing a lot of offensive linemen to slip off. There was no understanding of gap control. It was just all over the place. So Sherwood needs sort of a reset, and I think he'll get it this year. Got Aaron Glenn's defense. You got Demario Davis next to him. Again, I brought this up. Look up his tackle numbers. They're always impressive. 150 tackle kind of guy. No, not every middle linebacker does that. And his run grade was pretty good on PFF last year. Had a really good year 2 years ago. Was the team MVP. So there's something there with Sherwood. I think he's out of these three guys the most volatile. Like I'm not as sold on him being, you know, hitting that ceiling, but I think he's got all the tools and athleticism to be a top guy on that defensive front.
Ladies and gentlemen, the top three from Frankie V of Jets you're expecting to see a big jump from this year. I have three of my own that I'm going to share. But first, let me announce our raffle prizes for the upcoming week. It's raffle number 80 since we started doing weekly raffles on the show in December of 2024. Congrats again to all our winners from over the weekend. If you want a prize, your prize was already sent out. That's how we operate around here. Our top prize this week, for the first time, we're bringing back a Broadway Joe-related item in the weekly raffle. Signed Joe Namath football is the top prize. Since it is raffle 80, don't worry. You'll see what I did with some of the other prizes. Signed Joe Klecko helmet. That's right. Prize number 2. Prize 3. You knew we'd have a Corbett item up for grabs. Wayne Corbett signed football. Prize number 4 is a Jets Legends jersey. You could pick Namath, Klecko, Mangold, Revis, Wayne Corbett, Curtis Martin, Nick Mangold, Keyshawn Johnson. Might have said Mangold twice, but he's an all-time great. RIP. And then last but certainly not least, Corbett's coming to Gangrene Beach Club, and we got 2 tickets for you to come to Gangrene Beach Club for you and a guest. Those are the 5 prizes in the Asmaniac Weekly Raffle. And end of our shows today, we're raffling away a signed Richard Todd jersey or a Jets Legends jersey. So you can pick a jersey or you can get a signed item by former Jet quarterback Richard Todd. Shout out to Windy City Jet fan who is in the Asmaniac raffle for 5. Let's go.
Go Knicks. Go Knicks.
Windy City, I know Richard Todd's your guy, so appreciate you.
That's a cool jersey, Todd.
Yeah.
14. You don't really see those often.
The Ryan Fitzpatrick Jets, the Sam Darnold Jets.
Yes. It's a cool number.
Kelly, shout out to Kelly. She joined the Patreon recently, and now she gifted a channel membership. Kelly, we got you down. You were in the raffle for 1.
Just don't let go of the rope.
Never let go, baby. Here come the Jets. Big shout out to Chad who says, Jake, thanks for doing shows in June. Well, Chad, thanks for watching. I do this year-round. It's my full-time job in addition to doing radio for ESPN and SiriusXM. But YouTube is the bread and butter, and you guys make it possible to do a show year-round twice a day during the week about a team that's missed the playoffs 15 straight years. So thank you so much for your support. Shout out to Ted Ruggiero. Ted, your Aaron Glenn signed pylon is on its way to H-Town. I sent it out this morning before the show. Ted in the raffle for 4. He says Frankie V just killed Aaron G. If he did not recognize that his defensive players were going one way when the opposing offense was going the other way, AG is dead meat. Frankie, your thoughts on this comment from Ted?
I mean, he's right. It comes down to Aaron Glenn at the end of the day, but Aaron Glenn's mentality going into last season was, I have an experienced guy in Steve Wilkes, let him run his system, and this young guy, Tanner Engstrand, will figure out a way to install and start, running his own system there. That was the mentality. That's a terrible mentality now that you look back on it, isn't it? So yes, AG is ultimately responsible, but let's not get it twisted. That was Steve Wilkes' defense. That's exactly the kind of stuff he's been running. When they were in man, they should have been in zone. When they were in zone, they should have been in man. The offenses could basically do what they want all year. We'll see AG this year. We'll see what he wants to run. I think the best way for him to make this work is be aggressive. You got these 2 pass rushers. You got DeMario and Sherwood that I both think can get to the quarterback. They've proven they can if you allow them to. Got some corners too that are beefy out there. Send some of them off the edge. I want them to be aggressive. Wilkes was not aggressive at all last year. Very base kind of stuff. Did you ever see a blitz package last year all year that you're like, wow? Remember the Rex days? How many of those we saw? Unique blitzes. Remember?
Well, there was nothing creative. It felt like the other team knew exactly what the Jets were running all year.
Yeah. I think when you're playing 2 at MetLife and you're playing, listen, the Jets are not playing in these high-scoring games typically. It gets cold sometimes. You got to do some creative stuff defensively. You don't want the offenses to get too comfortable. Make them a little bit uncomfortable. So that's really key for me this year. And I think the personnel speaks to that. You have a lot of guys in that front 7 that can play in a few different spots. They're not, Osai's not a traditional OLB. Could play a little inside, off boy, could even play on the line of scrimmage. So use these guys in unique ways. You have a ton of them.
I think it's well said. It comes down to Aaron Glenn actually putting these guys in the best position to be successful. And that's how he's going to have to try and save his job, because Frank Reich and Geno should raise the floor of the offense. But if they're going to surprise and win games, the defense has to be dramatically better. They got to force turnovers. They got to get stops in the red zone. They got to impact the game, right? Glenn's last year in Detroit, his team was dealing with a ton of injuries, but they overcame it and they made plays. They forced turnovers. That's what he's going to have to do if he's going to save his job. And he said that play calling is a superpower that can and will be used against him if this defense sucks.
Play calling is my superpower, really.
He said that. Let's see. There's enough analysts out there that they'll tell you if he's calling, top-notch plays. We'll know soon too. It's not play calling. It doesn't take you 4 or 5 games to get a hang of it. You're going to know in a few games in how this defense is calling plays. And a lot of times play calling on defense, it comes down to you trying to really guess what the offense is doing. If you know what the offense is doing, you can obviously call better plays. So that's sometimes an instinctive thing. That's a personnel thing. That's a tape thing. How much tape have you looked at the opposing offense? Do you recognize this formation? Are your guys calling, that formation out and then maybe audibling to a new kind of, front or calling a new defensive play? That's big. Glenn's got to get that through to these guys. DeMario will be really central in that all, though. DeMario will be a guy that he'll be able to tell those guys up front, but ultimately Glenn's going to call the plays and the personnel. So it's a lot. It's not easy calling plays in the NFL. It's just not.
Frankie V gave his 3 Jets that he's expecting to see a big jump from. Now, I have put together 3 as well. And for the sake of the conversation, I will not pick a player that Frankie already mentioned. If I were to, of the 3 Frankie mentioned, which for those tuning in was Sherwood, Allen, and Olu Fashanu, I would have went with Olu Fashanu for one of mine. So Olu aside, the first player I'm going to mention is Mason Taylor, because the head coach himself mentioned Mason Taylor as a guy who will take a big leap. I think Mason Taylor is a good tight end. Maybe he's never going to be an elite tight end, but I think he's going to be a solid tight end that's going to help this Jets team for years to come. I'm excited to see what it looks like when he has a professional quarterback actually throwing to him. All you need to know about Mason Taylor's rookie year, he caught 1 touchdown. The guy who threw it to him was Breece Hall. That's it. Mason Taylor, I think, at times made some nice plays. He was getting open, didn't always get the ball. And I think this year, tight end is a position where it typically takes a few years to really grasp. I think he's going to come in bigger and stronger. I think he's a good fit for what Frank Reich will be deploying with a lot of 12 personnel, Taylor inline tight end, Kenyon Sadiq in the power slot type of position. I think Mason Taylor will take a nice step forward. So he's my first guy that I see taking a jump. The second guy was not on the Jets last year. I think Tavondre Sweat's going to be really good. I think Carl Dunbar coaching him up is a huge plus. He's going to get good coaching. I think the fact that he has Harrison Phillips and David Oyamata in that D-line room, 2 respected veterans who can show Tavondre the ropes, I think is a big deal. I think the fact that Harrison already mentioned in a conversation I had with him this offseason that he has taken Sweat under his wing, I think that's big. I think you respect a guy like Harrison Phillips. You're going to listen to him. He's going to give him pointers. He's going to tell him what he needs to work on, how he could get better, things that he has seen that are going to help Tavondre Sweat. I think between Dunbar and the veterans in that room, Tavondre Sweat, who has flashed star potential at times in the league, I think he puts it together and he becomes a really impactful player for the Jets on their defensive line. And the last name, you feel like you have to just mention him just because there's been so much hype in the spring practices surrounding this guy, A.D. Mitchell. I think A.D. Mitchell getting a real opportunity here with a quarterback who could get the ball downfield in Geno Smith. A.D. is a guy who could separate. I think back to that Thursday night game against the Pats last season where A.D. was getting open on Christian Gonzalez. The ball just wasn't getting to him. Fields couldn't get it to him in the right spot. I think A.D. Mitchell is a guy that I am buying some of the hype, and I think he's going to be a solid, number 3 receiver when it's all said and done for this team. And a lot of games will have like 2 catches for 75 yards, and one of those catches is a long touchdown. I see him making a real impact offensively with some explosives downfield. So I'm going Taylor, Sweat, AD for my 3. Frankie, what are your thoughts on that?
Listen, I think it's definitely possible that all those guys have big years. The thing with those 3 guys specifically is looks, opportunities, playing time, I think will dictate that. I think if Sweat gets a lot of playing time, I think he'll get into better shape and he'll start really flashing. I think if Mason Taylor gets enough targets throughout the year, I think you'll see that sort of, tight end 1 potential. And the same thing with A.D. Mitchell. I think you need to target him a bunch or get him involved at least, get him like, 2 or 3 goal balls a game or 1 a game to kind of see what he can do. But yeah, if those guys get opportunities, the talent's definitely there for sure with Mitchell and Sweat. And we know Taylor just gets how to play tight end. He's just been a good tight end everywhere he's gone. He understands soft zones. So yeah, I think with those guys, the thing with those guys is you got other guys next to them that basically just came in, right? You have Omar Cooper Jr. is going to take looks away from AD. You have Sadiq going to take looks away from Taylor, and then Sweat's in this or a defensive line rotation that has a bunch of different guys that you could plug in and out. But I think if they do win their spots or they do earn enough playing time, I think all those guys can make plays for sure. Just have depth, man. I mean, you just brought up 3 guys that, should start to a degree or could start. And obviously Taylor, but you have guys right behind them that also could start. It'll be interesting. Camp's going to be fun this year. I think there's going to be a lot of competition, as it should be. That's how it should be.
Competition and hopefully competent coaching for the competition they're bringing in, because I think that decides what this team is. The coaching improvements from Glenn and the staff improvements overall, that decides whether or not this team is playing meaningful games after the month of October, where the season's not cooked.
Totally. By the way, who's this Tristan Oliver guy? You talk a lot of smack. You have probably no idea what you're talking about. When I'm talking about you want an old man to get to the quarterback, I want blitzing to happen. Demario Davis has blitzed a lot in his career. If you don't know that, you probably shouldn't comment because you obviously don't know what you're talking about. This guy's going nuts.
Tristan Oliver says, gosh, Frankie V is the only bad co-host.
I'm not the co-host. I'm a guest, actually. So, yeah.
Tristan Oliver, earn playing time? Gosh, I hate this guy.
Oh, yeah. Don't earn playing time. No.
Tristan Oliver says it doesn't matter where Frankie's thoughts are.
No, you
sending Frankie V hate, Tristan Oliver says.
Do not earn playing time. Playing time should just be given to you, right? Don't earn it. That makes a lot of sense. Someone started drinking in the morning, this guy?
Tristan, call in, man. You and Frankie can hash this out. He's called in before. Tristan Oliver was a Ruben Bay truther. That was his guy. How do you
hate earning playing time? What else do you want? If you don't want them to earn their playing time, so you want their playing time given? Does that make any sense to you? This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I hate ripping on
Go,
comments,
Frankie. Bitch slap this fool. Dot Jeffin says Frankie's doing great. Stop it. Nicholas says Frankie V we trust.
Some of his comments don't even make sense. That's like, if they made sense, I would understand. You don't have to agree with me. You could think
he says, love you, Jake. Sorry, I've been busy with work. Oh, well, Tristan, if you love me, I mean, maybe you make some good points about Frankie. Call in, Tristan. You versus Frankie, our first Rumble of the new week. Get it going.
Doing Rumbles?
Oh, we've been doing plenty of Rumbles.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've been watching the show here and there, but I haven't seen the bell and everything.
There's been a big Rumble. I guess it was either on my Friday or Saturday show between Mad Max and Beast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a classic.
They went at it mano to mano.
That's good.
Hit the like button. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We only have 61 likes. There's 200 people watching. Let's get those numbers up. So if you want in on the conversation, now is certainly the time, as I have posted the call-in link in the comment section. Frankie, I know you had something you wanted to say, so go ahead.
No, Geno Smith, all this, drama aside, listen, man, a lot of the players that we're bringing up that we're looking to have big years, or guys that, could develop and pop, it's going to come down to Geno, a lot of it. Even as simple as look at a guy like Braylon Allen, he'll be good. He'll be valuable if you're moving the ball, Jake, down the field and getting goal line opportunities. You're going through 15, 20 play scripts where Brees isn't going to be in on every down. You can bring Braylon in. If they're going 3 and out, Jake, like we've been doing the last couple years, where the ball just doesn't seem to move at all, and you're not having long scripts, where does Braylon fit in? If you're not in the red zone, where does Braylon fit in? A.D. Mitchell, Mason Taylor, Kenyon Sadiq, even Olu. Looking at Olu as a quality left tackle, you got to get the ball out as a quarterback. So this offense, a lot of it's going to be predicated on Geno, man. It is. Is he going to pick up what they're doing? It's just that's where I fall short as to, do I have faith in the Jets this season? I don't know what I'm going to get from Geno, and I'm going to reserve judgment until camp and reports out of camp and how he looks, because we saw last year Justin Fields did not look very good. He was not very accurate. Balls going everywhere. I mean, it was sort of indicative of what we saw in season, wasn't it, to a degree? So we'll know, I think, or get a sense of how this offense will perform based on really how Geno looks from camp into, first game, going to Tennessee, game 2, Green Bay at home. We'll have a sense of that. Those first 2 games are going to dictate, I think, the whole season.
Stormrocks, aka B, says, I crushed Mad Max. He had to learn his lesson. Don't bark up my tree. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Tanky. Chad Pennington is a fan of Geno Smith. Here's Chad talking about Eugene on the Jets in-house podcast.
Best about Geno's game as far as his physical skill set, what he brings to the table.
He's always been fundamentally sound. Always can operate in the pocket, regardless of what we think from a. I hate the word dual threat. I think that's stupid for any quarterback. It's not about being a dual threat. It's about being able to extend plays. And when you extend plays, can you still remain a passer? The ball always moves faster than the person. And so, what Geno can do is he can operate in the pocket efficiently, get the ball out of his hand. That's another thing. Like sometimes these quarterbacks hold the ball way too long. There's no reason for that. Yep. Get the ball out of your hand because you don't want to take unnecessary hits. Your linemen want to have confidence that they're blocking well. It's hard to sit there and hold back these dudes for 4 or 5 seconds. That's impossible. So, being able to operate in the pocket, and then when things break down, extend the play to make something happen, make something positive happen, lead your team, do all the little things, serve them, be a servant leader, all those different things.
What about turnovers? One thing that he said, we had him on the podcast shortly after he was traded here. He said the one thing that I really want to cut down on coming here is the turnovers, leading the league in interceptions last year, because you mentioned your completion percentage throughout your career and joked that, and I don't know if you were joking. You said, hey, maybe if I play today, I'm at 80%. But one thing Geno has done throughout his career is his completion percentage is always up there. And the other thing that I talked to Quincy Enunwa about, his former teammate, is that he does throw with good timing. When the ball's supposed to be there, it will be there.
He does. He's got great arc and pace. Coach Lee and I call it arc and pace. On the football, he has that. So with the turnover thing, I completely understand what he's talking about. And typically, anytime I would do a dive into my own study about turnovers, it's typically going to be decision making. And sometimes it's the decision that you choose not to make a throw.
Shout out to Chad Pennington, one of the greats, the man. But look, Geno's so much better than anything we saw last year. You got to hope that Frank Reich can give you that, Chan Gailey, Ryan Fitzpatrick combination that we got in 2015. The weapons are there to replicate some of what Fitz did with that team. And it's ironic because Geno was supposed to start the year and we all know what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of weapons, man, good quarterback play obviously allows your weapons to shine. You bring up the Fitzpatrick year. I mean, Decker and Marshall had amazing years. Brandon Marshall had the best year of his career, believe it or not.
It was the best year. I think it's the best single season a Jet receiver has ever had. You can look at any year that Maynard had.
Yes.
Different eras, but
it's
Wesley Walker,
sure.
Altoon, Keyshawn, Garrett. Name a Jet receiver, an individual season, the 2015 Brandon Marshall year, I believe, and I've done the study, is the best single season Jet receiver year ever.
Yeah, that's a good point. Definitely in that conversation probably is. I'll take your word for it. I mean, you know all this stuff well. But look at Pennington also. There were some of the receivers he had with Lavernius Cole, Santana Moss. We had some Wayne Corbett, Kotry. I mean, like these are names that we love. You bring up Santana Moss because a smile on people's faces. Lavernius Cole, yeah, he went to Washington, kind of stunk then, but he earned that. He earned that deal. Kotry was my favorite receiver growing up. I loved Kotry. Number one. I'm a big Kotry guy. Corbett is everyone's favorite, and he'll be at the Beach Club, which will be fun to meet him. I've never met him before. But you look at that. That's what and Pennington in college. Remember who his wide receiver was in college?
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss was pretty damn good, wasn't he? So like quarterbacks help receivers out, man. The fact that Garrett Wilson's been able to do what he's done with this mess at quarterback shows you the kind of talent he has. Once we get some stability at that position, man, I really think Garrett's going to even have a bigger year than we're even imagining. I'm talking like in that top 5 sort of category in terms of value at receiver. You're going to see him have some really big years. And I think Omar Cooper Jr. is just the support that he needs. So as a wide receiver too. So this team is it's stewing in a good direction. Everything's kind of moving forward right. It's just this quarterback dilemma that we find ourselves in. Just doesn't ever seem to work, but we have a little bit of time with these picks too. We have the resources for sure. So
Doc checks in. The Doc in the house in honor of the man working so hard to provide excellent content as well to the 200 true Jet fans listening on a beautiful late June summer day prior to training camp. Very well done. Doc, you are the man. Congrats on winning the Wayne Corbett signed jersey that was officially sent out to you this morning. And Doc is in our Richard Todd giveaway on today's show for 4 entries. Hit it. Doc actually told the story. He was at the infamous 1982 Mud Bowl game, so he might not want the Richard Todd jersey. But Doc, it's yours if you win it, or you could pick a Jets Legends jersey as well.
There we go, Doc. Doc's the man. Doc's a GOAT.
Tristan writes in, we sacrificed our first pick for the Knicks. So the reason why I think Tristan doesn't like you, Frankie, he was a Reuben Bain truther. And you obviously were a big Bailey bro, maybe the leader of the Bailey bros. So I think that is where the animosity is between you and Tristan.
Listen, I'll say this, Tristan. If Bain's arms were a little slightly longer and you could justify that, I like Bain also. I do. I really do. I think he's a force. I wouldn't have picked him that high, but I respect people that like Bain because I like Bain too. So, you know. But Bailey's the better of everyone, man. There's a reason he was picked that high. Just wait and see. That kid, man, that kid's gonna have a nice year. Nice year. I think he's gonna put together a nice season. What did PrizePicks have? Is his over-under was 7.5 or something? 6.5?
I'm glad you brought that up because today's show, as you know, Frankie, is brought to you by PrizePicks. David Bailey's number on PrizePicks for sacks is 6.5.
I'm going over that, man. That's low. That's low. Listen, if it's the Jets last year with Justin Fields and we're not going to score any points, and like Kaz says on Gangzol here, we're waiting until, the 2-minute warning in the first half to get our first down of the game, then he won't get 6.5 because teams just are going to go on cruise control and they don't have to throw the ball. I think the Jets will score some points this year. I think I don't want to say they're going to be in a lot of shootouts, but they'll be in more shootouts than they were last year. I'm taking the over on that. I would make that like that should be at least 7.5, Jake. I'm going
6.5 right now. You can get it on PrizePicks. Code HMA. $5 will get you $50. Look, I think he should go over this, but I also think if he finished with 6, it doesn't necessarily mean he had a bad rookie season. Like there's a way for him to be very impactful, have 6 sacks, and we still feel good about the year he had.
Yeah, rookies typically, I mean, you went through some of the numbers, I believe, a few shows ago. They don't typically come in as rookies and have 8 or 9 sacks. It's just not usually how it goes. Myles Garrett had his first year?
He had 7.5 or 7.
So I mean, he's the best pass rusher in the game right now, one of the best of all time. But I think Bailey's gonna hit that over, man. I do. It's 17 games too.
It's 7 in his first year.
7, okay. Yeah, that's weird. Thought he would have had more. Again, another guy, though, product of just a bad team, bad franchise, and offense specifically that's not able to put him in a position to get sacks. He sort of just had to go out on a limb and do it. Kind of shows you how good he is.
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. This one is from Peter Castro, who says the gun in the sink was a worse visual than the Jan girl fight. What's the Jan girl fight?
I have no idea. I don't know.
The gun in the sink is referring to the Geno Smith gun in the sink, but I don't get the second part of this, Peter. So please clarify in the chat and we can talk about it. Kashmir says a head coach is only as good as the coordinators. It's a big part of it. I mean, some head coaches can overcome bad coordinators, like Mike Tomlin, I think, is a good example of this. But Aaron Glenn can't. He proved that last year.
Yeah. It's also the head coach's job to find the coordinators. You have to find someone that's, going to run a system that you like or is doing some unique stuff. I agree. I mean, that you need great coordinators. But think about it this way. Great coordinators on a lot of these teams, they move every other year. They don't stay for more than 2 years if they're really good. Good head coaches stay there forever. Andy Reid's been in Kansas City for how long, and they're constantly winning. Good coaches, they will find new coordinators to come in and run somewhat of their system. So head coach is more important than coordinator, but I do agree. You can almost go as far as how your coordinators are calling things, but head coaches consistently stay and coordinators come and go, and you see kind of the same teams usually be successful with some of these coaches. So some more context, I think, there.
Tristan says Bailey is the new Vernon Golston.
That's why I don't like. This is why me and this guy don't like each other. It's obvious that's his take. That's a terrible take.
Here's what we know about Frankie V. David Bailey is his guy. Damn it.
David. Yeah! Yes! That's my guy. That's why they pay Muji the big bucks. That's the damn pig. Sorry, I'm going. That's the big baby. Finally, the Jets are back. The Jets are back.
Kerry Rhodes.
The Jets are back. Oh, that's
the Jets are back.
The Jets are back.
7-10. Here we come, baby. If you weren't with us at 3-14, don't be with us at 6-11.
Hey, Jake, there's sooner or later, man, we're going to win 10, 11 games. It's got to happen. We're not going to can't win 7 games. Can't win 6 games, 7 games forever, right? Or 3 games.
Incredible.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
M123 with a super chat. Big love to Nick Shine for the amazing O'Brien interview. Shout out to Nick. He had Kenny O on his show last night and surprised Ken O'Brien with a Wesley Walker appearance. And they reminisced about the 51-45 shootout that the Jets played in the 80s against the Dan Marino-led Miami Dolphins. So definitely check it out, Jet fans, if you want more Jet content here in late June. It was an awesome interview with those guys. Does AG stay if the Jets are 9-8, but it's because the offense is lights out and the defense stinks? He still probably would stay if they go 9-8 because he hired Reich. Now, I'd have major questions about the defense, but this feels extremely unlikely that the offense is incredible and the defense is bad and they go 9-8. But in this scenario, I think Glenn, even if the defense stunk, would probably still get a third year because they went 9-8, and no Jet coach has won more than 7 games in a decade.
I'll say this: 9-8. Yeah, I'd think he would stay, but it's possible. Let's say they go 8-9 and they have a collapse at the end of the season, like they lose 5 of their last 6, something like that, and they look bad, and they end up going 8-9. And then before the year, you'd say, oh, if they go 8-9, he's definitely keeping his job. I think there's certain scenarios where you go 8-9 and you lose 5 of your last 6. Let's say you lose your last 6 games, Jake. I think he'd be gone. I think we're starting to see that organizations around sports are a little bit more aggressive when it comes to pulling the plug on some of these coaches. Look at Tom Thibodeau. Look right here in New York. People thought that was nuts that they got rid of him, and look what happened in a year. I think they're so set up with picks and young talent that I don't think Woody Johnson is going to have the patience for Aaron Glenn to just be some blah, mediocre head coach. I think he's going to want someone to really get these guys rolling, rocking and rolling. I think patience is going to be wearing thin this year, man. I don't think Glenn's got much of a rope. So 9-8, yeah, I'd probably say he'd stay, but don't think that 8-9 automatically secures him, a spot as our coach next year if it doesn't look good. So,
did you say rope?
Yes.
Just don't let go of the rope.
I shouldn't let go of it. Sorry.
Don't you dare let go.
That. Yeah.
Jason in Jerusalem says best coordinators are the ones who no longer get head coaching jobs. No chance Frank Reich gets another gig. Yeah, I mean, Josh McDaniels, I think, is a great example of a guy that is never going to get a head coaching job again. He's a really good OC. Like, Frank Reich maybe could be that guy for us. That's the positive spin.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is Frank Reich's last stint really as a coordinator in the NFL. I think he'll be here for a year, 2 years, and I think that'll be it. I just think he's here to sort of stabilize a franchise on offense and establish some culture and some principles that they need. So I don't think they brought Frank Reich in or he took that job as I'm gonna reinvent my career now and go get a head coaching job. I could be wrong, but he's getting up there in age. He wanted to be a consultant. I was watching an interview with Reich before he took the Jets OC job, and he was basically saying, I'd like to consult for teams. I'd like to be like a senior advisor. That's kind of what I'm looking at. And then less than a month later, he's taking the Jets OC job. I don't think that's on the cards for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, Doubled wants to know, I don't understand the Frankie hate. Bro just speaks his mind. Hashtag prayers for CJ2K. Hashtag New York Jets. Well, Here's what I want to do to try and better understand the Frankie V hate. Let's get ready to rumble.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Oh, look at this wonderful person. What's up, man?
What's up? I can't talk crazy because I'm in a gym.
Okay.
So my hate comes from your tank theory 2 years ago, which didn't even work out because we tanked for Bailey. Why? My theory is you cannot pick.
Well, was I right that the team stunk? And
I didn't say you were wrong. I just thought you were a bad fan because you wanted the team to tank.
I mean, I didn't really want them. I said if they were going to go in a direction based on the roster and the coach, it might be in our best interest to tank for a quarterback. It kind of ended up being true, wouldn't you say, a little bit? But regardless, I don't root for the Jets to lose games week one. But
that's what it feels like to the rest of the audience, the people that aren't commenting right now that hear that.
I'm a Jets fan. Do you think I'm rooting for the team to lose because I want them to? Does that make any sense? The point of being a fan is rooting for your team to win. So when I say tank, I'm saying where it's being stuck in the middle is the worst place to be in sports, especially in football where you can't get quality picks. It's just it is what it is. We've been stuck in the middle for a while now. It's not conducive to getting quality players. It's just not.
Okay. So I want to talk about this. Aaron Donald's arms were some of the shortest ever. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, right? So this whole don't pick Bane, I actually don't agree with picking Bane as early as the third pick. I know Jake says that. But when you have a player that's one-dimensional, meaning that he doesn't try hard unless it's a passing play, and he gets constantly beat on the edge, in situations where the Jets are going to be in, meaning teams are going to be running on us to close out games until we prove otherwise, then Bailey is a waste of a pick. You have a situational player in situations where your team is not in, which is rushing the passer on third down. We're not in that situation.
You're not completely off base there, but you're going too far in my opinion when you're saying he's a situational player. You're not drafting a situational player second overall. I don't think the Jets think he's a situational player. I definitely don't think he's a situational player. We won't know until the games are played. I don't think he's as much of a liability versus the run, considering what
you don't think.
Yeah, but this is thinking.
They had two All-American linebackers. What are you talking about?
They led the nation in run defense, Texas Tech last year. So as bad as Bailey is against the run, he was part of a unit that gave up less than 70 yards a game on the ground. Texas Tech was one in run defense last year, number one. So yeah, does Bailey have clips where I'm with you, Tristan? He doesn't look great against the run.
He's getting washed. He's getting washed, and he's lazy, and he's not chasing the ball back from behind.
That's not always true. That's not fair, man. You guys are taking a couple clips. It's not. I've done the research myself. My opinion is he is not enough of a liability against the run where you don't pick him second, considering how good he is off the edge and how good he is at getting to the quarterback. Tristan, you just it's a give or take. Yeah, if he was great against the run, he might have been the first pick. I don't know. It doesn't work like that always. You're not
just
great
very strange to me. Huh? It's very strange to me how you can have.
And Ruben Bain's arm length was 30 inches, 30 and 7/8. Aaron Donald was 32 and 5/8. Little bit of a difference. Yeah. So I wouldn't really compare that. That's a pretty big difference. And when you're under that 31 threshold, it's kind of a ref. I'm with you. I think that stuff can be stupid when it comes to football, but Bain was not getting drafted in the top 5 with those red flags on top of injuries.
But he didn't need to. The Jets didn't need him. We could have just gone a different direction rather than a one-dimensional player. And until he proves to me otherwise, you know what? We could put a bet on this. We'll talk about it on Twitter because obviously, I'm working out or whatever. We'll put an over-under on the sacks. We'll put an over-under on tackles for loss.
All right.
And then between me and you, we'll figure something out.
I'm down. Yeah, put numbers together. I'm in. Whatever you want.
Dude, I just can't yell at him because I'm in the gym. I know it's boring right now, but like I'm in public, so
no.
we'll figure it out
The thing is, you're posting something. Earn playing time. Are you kidding me? How else do you want to get?
Because you were talking about
it?
Two of those 3 players are obviously going to get playing time.
Ooh.
That's why that just annoyed me.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Did I hear you say Bryce could overtake Jeremiah Love? Because that's the last I checked my my balance checkbooks. Unfortunately, you missed the boat, Mister. The next trying to be Bill Alfonso over here, son. You got a lot to learn about this world. I mean, you haven't been to the promised land like me. You haven't seen the big stuff that I can do. See, there's a difference between facts, and then there comes one other part: fiction. Fiction can be fun. Yes, unfortunately, you got fiction written all over your head, and it's FICTION. 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 See, that's
you know what, please, you did bring up a good point. I was listen, I did at a point early in the draft process. I had Price. I'm surprised you even remembered that. I had Price as my running back 1. But you know what? Before the draft, I did a little switch, but we won't know, really. We won't know. You know what, Beast? I don't like to go. I don't like to go with consensus boards all the time because I go back and look back at all these past drafts. The consensus stuff is never accurate. It's not even 50%. So I take shots once in a while.
Dealers at the poker table could have heard you about 3 yards out the Clayton. Unfortunately, the dealers were right, and unfortunately, you only came up just a little bit short. I
tried.
What short looks like? Yeah, day late, dollar short, buddy. It's called. You think I'm running a soup kitchen here? No, I'm not running over.
Nobody cares.
Better think twice. Just remember these words: don't step on my toes, because I do run a lot of other things. Sandwiches. I got my own lawn chair now, and now. Let's look.
Beast, are you coming to the Beast? Are you coming to Beach Club? Come on.
You think I'm gonna dress myself in some weirdo shit? I'm sorry, I don't do
weirdo. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be all
Twilight Zone nonsense. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm a straight edge conservative, and plus I'm gonna be busy, and also I have problems with the heat.
Beast, it's Saturday. It's one day.
Whoever puts this shit, I'm not accepting this kind of shit. This is poor behavior that I'm not buying because the behavior is not going to fly with me. Not this time. I'm not flying for that. No, not at all. Not at all. See, I might sound like Vince McMahon, but I do I do make good points and some key elements. See, facts and fiction are 2 different forms of reality based. See, I don't like going to the beach. I don't like walking around where flies are gonna go get me. I'm not a fly person, and plus I can't be.
You gotta come, man. People want you there. You see everyone. People want you to go.
Do you ever read the newspapers? Do you ever people like me have problems breathing in with the heat because I can't take the heat. And number one. When I'm out in the heat, I get sick.
That's what the pool. It's by the water.
You read English?
Not fans for you, Beast.
I'm going to say it's one time only and one time only. Somebody needs to take this shit down. I don't find none of this appeasing and appalling, and I find it rather revolting and it's garbage and it's disgusting. I'm sorry. I don't find none of it appeasing. Not to my approval. Frankie, you don't know how powerful my weaponry could be.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
I got a German temper, but when it comes to getting things done, see, I'm going to remind you of something. I've been around the block plenty of times. So if I were you, step back or step off.
That's
Two different ways.
That's a good point.
Two different ways. Step back or step off.
I'm gonna
And
step.
I'm
gonna step off.
I don't play.
I won't step on. I won't step on your toes. I respect you as a man.
Well, you better. You know, I already scaled myself today, and I went from a 272 to a 276, and I bulked up in beef, but it's because I'm too.
You've been working out.
Look good, looking fit. What do you think? What do you think I got all my strength from? Wisdom, common sense, and common knowledge. See, and who are you rooting for in the World Cup? Because I already see my boys kick the crap out of Panama, and Germany's already going on next.
I'm rooting for Beast USA, baby. Who else would I root for?
I think you drank way too much Kool-Aid in your drink this morning. You put too much.
We got to root for USA. We live in this country. Come on, man. We got to support our boys. They're pretty good too.
I'm supporting my heritage from Europe. See, Deutschland and England. See, you don't understand my background. You don't get it, do you? That I got ancestors that come from Europe. They fought in World War I, World War II, the Civil War. I've done my research.
B, sometimes I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Man, that was a fascinating conversation between you two.
You know, that was the best conversation I think I've had with Beast. I've tried, haven't really got anywhere. I feel like we got somewhere. Finally,
you gotta love that Beast, who wears a MAGA hat frequently on the show, is rooting for England and other countries besides the U.S. How does that make any sense?
We gotta root for the U.S., man. I mean, listen, if you have like my parents are from Italy. If Italy was in it, I'd still root for the U.S. though. Like I'd root for Italy as second team, but
Beast, you better be rooting for America. I don't like what's coming out of your mouth.
I've been doing this for 27 years because my ancestors and grandparents also who
you live in America. You're not rooting for the U.S.
Come on,
we all have ancestors.
My grandfather and his brother were in World War II. They were sent all the way to Germany to fight.
The U.S. fought in
World
War II.
The 1953 Korean War because he didn't want no part of it. Same with the Vietnam War. Same with the other wars that we were all going through at this moment in time. That's
what about the Thumb War I was in?
Those
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a Thumb War.
I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy you a 50-pack of Kool-Aid and send it to you. Every color.
Sorry.
I thought Beast was Polish. Doesn't he? He says he's something different every time, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he knows the real people of Japan as well. We haven't even gotten into that one yet. Ryan writes in David Bailey sack total or Jets wins
That's
this
a good
season.
one.
Gets more. I would say Bailey sack total.
Yeah, I'd go there also
because I think he's gonna get at least 7, and I have the Jets winning 6 right now.
You know, what's Will McDonald's sack total on PrizePicks? Does it have it or any books? I'm curious if they're probably at like what is they probably at like 8.5 for Will.
Yeah, let's see if they offer Will's number at this point. They might not. They only have like the main players.
Would you if you combo them? Would you do what? Would you do 15? Let's say 15.5. Would you take over under? Bailey?
I bet you his number's at 6.5, 7 as well.
Really? Yeah. I mean, maybe a little. Maybe I'd say like probably 7.5. Will's got a big year, man. He's got the option that's coming up.
It's a make or break year for him because if he has a big year, he can get an extension. If he doesn't, they could trade him.
I really hope he puts it together this year because I love I'm passing downs. Obviously, I love the thought of Bailey and McDonald. I think they're going to be chasing quarterbacks all over the place. You're going to help each other out a lot. As you run from one, you're going to fall in someone else's lap, and I think you need that. And the Jets differentiating that front seven, Jake. There's not many teams that have the talent at pass rush. Just in pass rushing situations like a McDonald and Bailey. And I think we're overlooking that dynamic just a tad bit, just a little bit in terms of coming into the year. Everyone's talking about the tackles, the tight ends, the receivers. But look at the edge guys. I think we're overlooking the value in that. If those guys can really put it together, both of them, they could force quarterbacks in hell. Teams dream about having edge talent like that sometimes. So we'll see how it works out.
Candyman says, don't let go of the rope, Frankie. Great point.
Just don't let go of the rope.
I haven't let go just yet, but week 3 or 4, I might let go. I'm just letting you know. So,
man,
what a time to be alive.
Josh English. Thank you, Josh. You're in the raffle for the Richard Todd jersey and our new set of prizes this week for 2 entries. Was at a BJJ tournament last weekend in Jersey. Ran into DeBrickashaw Ferguson. Didn't know he was a blue belt and competing. Watched his matches, and he's still a beast. Wondering if purple belt Mike PBM was there. That's awesome. If Mike was there, he definitely would have told us. So I don't think he was there. But Josh, that's very cool. Shout out to DeBrickashaw, who's also a nurse as well. He got his degree and is a nurse. I think his mom was a nurse, but DeBrickashaw Ferguson is a licensed nurse as well.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Shout out to DeBrick, the pride of Freeport, Long Island, baby.
Yeah, man, such an underrated player too. You know, it's just he's another guy that you never left the game or went into a game and said, you know, he's an issue. We got to worry about this edge guy getting to the quarterback. Never. There's a reason why he was on teams that got to the AFC Championship game, anchoring that left side. It's just he was awesome, man.
Amen. Amen. So shout out to DeBrickashaw. That's cool, Josh. You got a picture with him? Let us know. Ozzy in the house. He gifted a membership. Thank you, as always, for your support. Ozzy Fuller's in the Asmaniac raffle for 1. Let's go.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Oh, man. So there was a comment earlier when we were talking about Richard Todd. Doc Jet fan gifted a membership, and I said he was at the Mud Bowl. So Doc wrote, no AJ Dewey jersey, Jake. And that got me thinking. So over the weekend, Frankie, I'm just going to grab this real quick. I was doing some spring cleaning, and I found something that my dad had in his office for at least 15, 20 years. And he had sent it to me a year ago, and I forgot I had it. It was in this manila folder, and I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. So I just put it off to the side, and then I completely forgot I had it. So look what I found I had over the weekend. I need your help on what I should do with this thing, because I'm kind of torn as a diehard Jet fan what I should do.
The suspense.
So I have in my hand right here. And again, this is like at least this thing is at least 20, 25 years old. A signed photo. My dad worked a charity golf outing that Dan Marino was at. And he got him to sign a photo that says, Jake, best wishes, Dan Marino. Now, obviously, I'm not going to throw this out. It's a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he's a Miami Dolphin. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I just put it in this like protective photo case. What am I supposed to do with a signed Dan Marino photo? I can't display this, but like I have it. I mean, I can acknowledge he's an all-time great quarterback, but I can't frame this. Like in my apartment, I have a bunch of signed memorabilia I've accumulated, and I don't know what I should do with this one.
So it has your name on it, huh?
It's addressed to me. It says Jake, best wishes, and it's from Dan Marino.
I was gonna say if it was not addressed to you,
I'd use it. I'd call
eBay
my
exists
friend.
for a reason, you know. So this is, you could potentially put this on eBay, but it says Jake, so you can't. Really
I'd sell it if it was just like a generic autograph, but it's addressed to me, and I don't know any Dolphin friends of mine that are named Jake.
I don't know. This is a tough one. I mean, honestly, Jake, you know what you should do with it? Should burn that damn thing, man.
Burn it.
It's cursing us. It's cursing us. Burn it alive.
Well, you know what's funny? Our meetup for the MetLife game this year is Jets Dolphins on October 25th. Do I bring this to L5 and we light it on fire?
That'd be funny. All right, when's the game? What week is that?
October 25th. If anyone knows a Dolphin fan named Jake that's interested in this, I'd be happy to cut you a great deal. All right, just cover the cost of
really
shipping.
good record. Burn it there. It'll be like burning the curse alive.
It's a great photo too. It's great photo. You know, good
Where'd
signature.
your dad meet Dan Marino again? Where was
it? Was some sort of charity golf outing that he was at. And Dan Marino was there, and he got him to sign a picture.
That's weird, man. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to find, right? You're like, what do I do with this? It's like
I'm not gonna throw it out, but it's like I can't display this. I can't hang this. Like,
you know what? Dan Marino's a legend. I say you keep it and you just wait for things to kind of work itself out, because some guys are legends beyond the team they played for.
Yeah, like again,
Dan Marino's a legend. Like
he's a Hall of Famer, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it.
Yeah. Well, think about it. If that was like a Red Sox player, you would get rid of that right away, right? Like let's say it was like David Ortiz, like you would not be keeping that thing, correct?
If it was addressed to Jake, I'd probably be in a similar predicament.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be able to display it.
Yeah. Someone comes to your house and sees a Dan Marino picture.
Now, this is the other piece of memorabilia that I was working with. Best $60 ever spent. Shout out to TJ Maxx.
Oh, that's cool as hell.
Oh, yeah. First piece of Nick memorabilia that we have displayed in the Asman apartment here.
That
$60, TJ Maxx. Go there. TJ Maxx or Marshalls apparently has the best stuff, and it's way cheaper. This is going for like $100 plus tax and shipping online. I got this for $60 flat at TJ Maxx on Saturday.
That's crazy. That's a great deal right there. I was listening to the Leon Rose on the Roommates show. Did you happen to catch that?
I did.
It was good. It was really good. It kind of shows you, he was talking about just how he wanted to put together a group of guys that got along, that liked each other, that trusted each other. And that was like the basis to putting that team together, which is cool. Because I don't know, did they touch on Giannis wanting to go to the Knicks? Did they mention that?
They didn't get into that on the pod with Leon.
Because, I mean, there was a point this season, Jake, I'll be honest, that I was like, listen, get rid of Mikal, get rid of Cat, whomever you need to, bring Giannis in, like whatever's necessary to have Giannis play, next to Brunson. They'll figure it out. But sometimes it's more than just talent. It's about guys, trusting each other. And the Jets need to build a locker room like that also, right? Like you got to have everyone on the same page.
How about this? There's some people saying I should keep it. People saying keep it. It's
addressed to you. If it wasn't addressed to you, I would say you can get rid of it.
Well, then I would just sell it.
It's kind of weird. It's like, but
Gator says display it. You aren't old enough to hate Marino.
Display it. That's yeah. I mean,
I can't display it. I have too much Jet stuff in my apartment to have anything Dolphin related displayed. But
Marino might, Marino's I think enough of a legend all time that it's you're somewhat justified to display it. I wouldn't. I would just kind of keep it in the corner, but I don't know.
Frankie, another brilliant episode with you appearing. Gangrene Beach Club, man. Tell the uSTADIUM folks to come out and get their tickets. You guys have a cult-like following of supporters that we need to see in Atlantic City in less than 2 weeks.
We will get on that, Jake. We got what now? How many days? 13 days?
Well, it was 2 weeks from Saturday, so 12 days from
12
now.
days.
Gangrene Beach Club with Wayne Cravett.
We will get on that, my man. I'm looking forward to meeting people out there too. We'll have a good time.
The Bailey Bros, baby. They're all going to assemble.
First person to pound me, Bailey Bro.
First person to pound you? What type of outing do you think this is?
I don't like this. First person to bring up hashtag Bailey Bro. I'm buying.
Calm your freaky down.
Hey now.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
Oh my goodness. Anyway,
I should probably go. All right, guys.
You're the man. I will
Appreciate
talk to you soon. Thanks for coming on.
Bye-bye.
Frankie V from uSTADIUM Gangs all here with the New York Post. Again, our question, we led the show discussing top 3 Jets you're expecting to see a big jump from this year. If you're watching in the chat right now, write it in. If you're not in the chat, watching afterwards, write it down in the comments. I want to see people's responses. I got open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. Last call to get in on today's show. We'll be back in the 4 p.m. hour today with Richie from Jets Media making his triumphant return to our show. Let me give some love to John J. Williams. He sent me a Zelle for $10, purchased 2 raffle tickets for today's raffle, and he's in the weekly raffle now for 2 entries as well. Oh, yeah. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the Jets Collective YouTube channel because we posted an episode, I think it was Wednesday this past week where we went live. We broke down the latest on the Geno situation. Not much has changed. Here's another clip from that episode. Here's Rich Cimini talking about the potential suspension for Geno and whether or not that would actually be this season, how that would work.
Football perspective, I think Jet fans are wondering, could this impact Geno's availability? And typically in a situation like this, even let me stress this, hypothetically, if he were charged and this did go through this was adjudicated, it would take a long time for that process to take place. He could fall under the personal conduct policy by the NFL, but I do not believe that would impact him for this season. That likely would be for next year. So, because we know how these, the lawyers get continuances and so on and kick the can down the road. And so I would think it would likely be an impact the following season. But right now, this is all we have. All I know is the woman, she claims to be she's an ex-girlfriend. I believe they were high school sweethearts, if I'm not mistaken. And somehow they still have, she's still in Gino's life. That's about all I know at this point. As we know, guys, in social media, cell phone videos can be very misleading. So unless you were there, I would think, knowing the kind of Gino lives in a gorgeous, a huge house down there in Davie, Florida. I would think there's security camera on the outside. So maybe, they could look at that security camera either to exonerate Gino or to get some evidence. So that part is still unknown. I'm in touch with the police every day, a couple of times a day, to try to get the latest on it. But that's the latest I have right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the latest there from Rich Cimini. Check out our Jets Collective podcast for the full episode. Oh, man. Abu Jacob says, should we be worried about our Yankees after the disgusting weekend? I don't know if worried is the word. Very frustrating, though. You were waiting for the June swoon, and boom, get swept by the worst team in the American League. Like, the Red Sox aren't any good. They had a nice weekend. Good for them. They stink. They're going nowhere. It's frustrating because Tampa's red hot and the Yankees squandered a chance to really take a stranglehold of the division. They got to stay afloat with all these injuries, but very frustrating. The defense has been brutal. You got guys playing out of position because of all the injuries. Cruz having the meltdown after you were gifted the lead because Abreu didn't know how to throw the baseball in right field. But, I mean, they were being no-hit every game in this series till at least the fifth inning. They had 3 total hits Friday. They had 3 total hits Saturday. Yesterday, Sonny Gray's no-hitting them till the 8th inning. Embarrassing. The American League is just not very good, though. So I still think the Yankees are the team to beat if they get guys healthy. And they need a big trade deadline. Another bat, reliever, a catcher for sure. Frustrating, but, it's a long season, as we know. There's ups and downs. Let's see if they could bounce back this week against the Tigers. They're coming back home. They played way more road games than they have home games, so a little nice. Plus, they'll play a lot of games at the stadium over the second half of the season here, post-All-Star break. Tuesday's matchup, by the way, I might go. Tuesday is Skubal versus Schlittler. Cam versus Tariq Skubal. So I might want to go to that on Tuesday. We'll see. Quick note for those coming to Nashville. You have until midnight tomorrow night. So 11:59 technically tomorrow night. If you want to lock in your tailgate tickets at a reduced cost for our tailgate the morning of Jets Titans on September 13th. The link to do so is in the description. It's gamedayflightcrew.com to lock in your ticket. Also, RSVP to our pre-party the day before the game. I'm doing a live show and an event at Barstool Nashville, and it's free if you RSVP. There's no cover if you RSVP if you're making the trip. If you're going to be joining us from 4 to 7, there's also a pub crawl that is first come, first serve. It's free. The first 100 registered guests get a free T-shirt. The last stop on the pub crawl, it brings you in to Barstool Nashville. So I'll be there starting at 4. The pub crawl is supposed to end around 5. You'll be there for the last 2 hours of the party. If you want to do a pub crawl, you could stay for part of the pub crawl and then just meet us over at Barstool Nashville. But all that info is on GameDayFlightCrew.com. And with your tailgate ticket, you are invited. Even if you don't have a tailgate ticket, if you just want to join us, the post-game party will be at PBR Nashville. And if you purchase the tailgate ticket, you get a free appetizer during the first hour of the post-game party. So you get a tailgate ticket, which for right now is $75 for 2 more days. Then it goes to $85. You also get a free app at the post-game party, which is free to attend. There'll be drink specials, spot for Jet fans to meet up after what we hope is a big win and then watch the 4 o'clock games. Again, the big thing to note is the 2 events I'm officially a part of, the Barstool Party and the morning tailgate, which starts at 8 a.m., by the way. Remember, it's a noon kickoff because we're in Central Time in Nashville. So get ready for that. Last call to get in on the show. Ask me anything. Yankees related, Mets, Jets, NFL. It is all up for grabs. Last call to be in on the show. We got a Richard Todd signed jersey as the raffle prize today. And for those who missed the announcement at the start of the show or towards the start of the show, this week's weekly raffle, our top prize is a Joe Namath signed ball, a Joe Klecko signed helmet, a Wayne Corbett signed football, a Jets Legends jersey, and 2 tickets to Gang Green Beach Club. Keep that in mind. It's all happening. Yo Holmes wrote earlier, it'd be nice to see Braylon Allen utilized properly for once. Well, he's got to stay on the field for once. And I think in terms of what this offense is, you got to have long, sustained drives to use all these running backs. Like, it's nice in theory to, we're going to have a 2-headed monster. But if you go 3 and out, you don't get the reps. You don't get the plays. So, and look, they also paid Brees. And he's what, the 4th highest paid running back in the league right now? Brees should not leave the field that often. Braylon should be out there at the same time as Brees. But I want to see Brees really get the opportunity to do everything for this offense with hopefully a coordinator who knows how to properly utilize what he does. That's what I would like to see personally. Ryan says, Conor McGregor or Max Holloway? I'll take Holloway. McGregor just hasn't fought. I was at McGregor's last fight. It was in August or July of 21 at T-Mobile. McGregor just hasn't fought. Mike wants to know, when are you back on ESPN? I enjoyed your performance. Friday, I'm in for Dave and Rick. 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. July 3rd, day before the 4th. So I'll be in for 4 hours. That's my next one. I have a ton of radio coming up in July and August, as what typically happens when all the regulars take vacation. So that's the next one. And then Monday and Tuesday of next week, I'm in for Michael K. The entire week of July 20th, I got 5 shows in for K. I'm in for Grassa on a bunch of Saturdays in August. So stick around. Mike, join my Discord. I'm going to post my full radio schedule there. So it's all in one spot. You got to be a Patreon member to do that first. It's patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. All right, last chance to get in. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. If you missed it, I did radio on Friday with Bart Scott, and Bobby Midnight called in, and Bart Scott wasn't too pleased. Bob in Vermont has been waiting a long time, wants in on the Mets conversation from earlier. Hello, Bob.
Hey, Jake, how you doing?
Bobby.
And Bart Scott, how you doing? Jake is a great YouTube person, too. You guys make a good couple. You should get rid of the bald-headed guy.
Oh, man, Bob, you can't be coming over here firing people, Bob. We don't do that, man. Can't do that. Jake got his own thing going on, man.
Come on.
And Carlin's my guy, man. You can't be trying to see, that's what they try to do. They try to put a wedge in between you and stir up stuff, man.
He was on hold for 2.5 hours to say that Chris Carlin should be removed from the show the way Mendoza was removed from the Mets dugout.
Make with the yuck and the dance, you little monkey clown.
Tough. Bobby's the man. He calls it, says, you should replace the guy you're filling in for. Love it. David Aaron says, Bobby is pulling his best Ted Hughes stirring the pot. That's right. That is right. All right. No one's on hold besides one man. So today's closer is a guy who knows a thing or two about bringing mass destruction for the people.
Station time. What the hell happened? Did you guys? What the hell happened? Did the Yankees fall the train down, or what happened?
They were stringing the cheese all weekend instead of focusing on the task at hand.
It seems like you guys are gonna have to do a little clean out time. You're gonna have to figure out who's gonna have to go and who's gotta stay. You guys are gonna have to figure that out. You can't get rid of Judge because that's your only power that you got.
Well, he's hurt right now.
Yes, I know. He's going to be out for quite some time. And Volpe has to go. Some of the people are right. Volpe's not he's not as constructive as he thought he would be. Unfortunately, you guys are going to have to go out and look around the market for some talent. Why don't you do that? The free agent market's going to be open. Take a look around. You guys got all this big money. Use it wisely. You got some talent. You got some guns to go get some guys with the big guns in their arsenal. Tampa's looking great. You guys got to pick it up a little. Pick up that speed because how many games are you guys in? You're about 65, 70 games in.
JD writes in, did Beast give a clear country he's rooting for in the World Cup? He talks in riddles.
I'm not talking about that. We're talking baseball right now.
Didn't you say you're rooting for the USA in the World Cup?
I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking baseball.
You wear a MAGA hat, though. I don't understand. I thought you're all America.
I voted for Trump for one reason: liability and common sense.
His slogan is "Make America Great Again." How could you not be rooting for the U.S. in the World Cup?
Okay, you made your point loud and clear. And yeah,
is it not a good point though? I think it's a good point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day and stay out of that heat because you guys we're in for a heat wave. And like that one lady saying,
you have a great day.
A tropical heat wave.
Now give me a USA all the way. USA all the way. Give it to me, Beast.
I will send you something in the mail.
No. Say USA all the way.
Hold on. Gotta take care of some phones ringing.
All right, phone's ringing. Okay. Okay, nothing's happening. Or his mother walked in the room. The man who wears a MAGA hat can't say USA all the way. How does that make any sense? As Beast hides away. Jason in Jerusalem is called in. Hello, Jason.
Hey, Jake. I thought Beast would mention that yesterday was the anniversary of one of the greatest bumps in WWE history when Mankind fell off the top of the cage from Undertaker. The only thing better than that was JR's call. Good God Almighty. God is my witness. He's broken in half.
Look, I'm sure Beast would love to talk to you about it, but he's on the phone.
He's on the phone. The guy has one flag in the background, and it isn't U.S. You got to ask yourself where the loyalty is there. But
MAGA Beast, where are you? MAGA Beast. MAGA Beast.
Jake, any thoughts on the Nets and Isles in the draft?
I don't know enough of what the Isles did. I've seen some nice things, but that's about it. I enjoyed Schaefer's interviews that I saw online. That was my takeaway from the Islanders draft.
Yeah, the same here. You talk about three players: A.D. Mitchell, A.Z. Thomas, and Sherwood. Those are the guys who need to step it up this year massively. I'm not saying they're the biggest. They're not the three key players to the team, but the ones that the team are relying on the most to step it up.
I think that is fair.
And the two that we can't afford to miss on is Gino and Demario Davis.
Yes, that is 1,000%. Demario, I'm not worried about him not performing. It's just, can he stay healthy at age 37? Samini wrote a great story about the resources he puts into his body over the course of the year. It's like LeBron-esque. He spends $1 million, he was saying.
Yeah, I read that article.
Treatments, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a lot more protein than Tom Brady and no avocado ice cream.
That's true. A lot more meat.
He's a red meat guy. Anyway, have a great one, Jake, and enjoy 4th of July weekend.
I appreciate you. Thanks so much, Jason. What are you eating for breakfast?
Oreo cereal.
That's not healthy, Beast. You're going to die of heart failure.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Squat.
Beast?
Konnichiwa.
What are you doing? It looks like you're peeing over there.
Just changing my shirt, and you jerk-offs better stop saying that I'm peeing in the chat, or I'm out of here. Who do you think you are? I am. I'm eating Oreos brought to you by the good people at Nabrisket. And if you don't like it, you get your meal ticket and go to the back of the line.
Well, is this extraordinary? Eating Oreos, they're gonna kill you.
You're about as useful as a screen door on a Volkswagen.
I had to take a Renzo, a hot one. Jerk off. No shit.
Notice the hat Beast is wearing there is a MAGA hat. Yet he can't say USA all the way.
Would you silence, or should I do one of these?
Unbelievable. Beast, how do we explain this? How does this make any sense?
Tell everybody, please respect your elders. That's all.
See, MAGA had in that one too. You're the Patriot. So we thought. So we thought. Unbelievable. We'll be back right after this.
Are you tired of grilling outdoors? Are you tired of having to go to the kitchen to cook? Thanks to Beast's ultimate taste tool, my troubles are over. Sure, it's a little smoky, but who cares? Look, I even got a bucket to shit in so I never have to leave my room. Now you're cooking with butt.
And we're back. Last super chat of the show from the big fella, going from John Sterling to Dave Sims on the radio is a disgrace. I don't think Dave Sims is bad. There's no one that's John Sterling, though. Sterling's a legend. Dave's been around a long time, though. He was at the Fan for many, many, many years before he ventured out into play-by-play in Seattle, where he did the Mariners for 20-something years. But John Sterling's the man. I mean, he's the best. Yes, sir. All right. That's the show. Thanks to everyone who watched. We know Beast is still there because he's writing in the chat. Beast, I'm very disappointed that you can't root for America in the World Cup. Very disappointed. I know you're still there, Beast. And I'm very disappointed in you. You're supposed to be a patriot. Doesn't make sense. Folks, we're back with Richie from Jets Media. This afternoon, we'll have the raffle for the Richard Todd jersey or the other prize, a Jets jersey from any legend we have in stock of your choosing. Big fella says he should have stayed in Seattle. Fair, but it's an opportunity to come home and be the voice of the Yankees. Who's not going to take that job? B says, I'm my own person and my own boss. Beast Sinatra, I did it my way. USA, Beast. USA. 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 You know who's a great American patriot? Lou B., the guy who put together Gangrene Beach Club for all of us. If you missed this moment in Asmaniac history, sit back and enjoy, and we will see you at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Go Jets.
Lou B joins us. Lou, what's the deal with this plumber you hired for Beast today?
This went from a small job to a rather large job. For the last 10 days, Beast has not had hot water. Then it wasn't the hot water. Now there is a clog. Where is this clog? I need to know before I send a plumber to his sure death. The clog is in the tub. Joshua, the plumber, is there now, and he had to call in another plumber.
Tools in hand, let's go, Beast. What's the problem? Talk to me. Seems to me that Beast has been unloading his beast on that bowl a little heavy in the tub. I don't know if his ass can't fit on that toilet. He's hitting the tub for it, but we'll take care of it. We'll rip that sucker right out. This boy right here will get it loose.
This thing was blocking the pipes where the water was at, so that guy took it out of there. Boy, was it a bitch. It smells like somebody's ass.
Big fella says you have to stop shitting in the tub. What does it taste like? Is your bathtub now working?
We got it working.
Now, have you thought about saying thank you to Lou B?
He'll get his wish, but fortunately,
no. How about you say thank you now? He's not wishing for it. You say thank you for getting a plumber to come to my random ass house in a different state, 3,000 miles away.
Whoa. I will say it to him on the phone when I get him on the telephone.
Say it to him now. There's 300 people watching.
Muchas gracias, El Luby. And we'll get you a burrito, my friend.
Just say thank you.
Son of a bitch. Thank you, Lou B. Fucking chat is treating me like crap.
But what you need to do is thank Lou B.
Thanks, Lou B. I love you as a brother. And when we meet, we're going for Mexican food.
Holy shit.
Y'all bastards better get the hell off my back or you're all going to get your asses with a boot up it. Whoa, that is disgusting. I'll take this rod, lucky I don't brand it, and shove it all up your asses. Some tacky yaki. I don't like it. I don't like how I used to love that. I will talk later.
Do you think I could buy that rod off a Beast and use it as a raffle prize?
You might, right? That might be a good idea, you know? Have him send it to you and bring it to Ocean, dude.
I'll stick it up your ass, Beast, honestly.
What's the latest with the plumbing situation? Do we have an update?
The bathtub's up to grade. Get that hot water heater going again. And then
will you say thank you to Lou B for fixing this?
He would have got through his telephone. He heard me loud and clear. Muchas gracias, el señor Lou B. You are
in English.
No,
in English.
Thank you, Lou B. You're welcomed here to my community.
Jake Quest has sent Beast to the hole.
I'm gonna rip that guy's throat out and choke slam him straight to hell. Fucking asshole. You're a fucking dead man.
I'm gonna post bail for you.
Beast, why you a little bitch?
You got nothing to say but insult people. Oh, look at me. I'm a big shot. You're a loser.
How about you say thank you to fucking Lou B?
I already took care of it. You're a fruitcake. And you can take that picture, shove it up your freaking ass.
Mad Max is inside the Beastbreaker bathtub right now. Dana says that tub has hantavirus. He's getting something from that. There's no doubt.
I really don't know what to say.
How about the fact that you're so beloved that someone went out of their way to get a plumber to show up to your home in a completely different part of the country? Say thank you to Lou B one more time, Beast. He deserves it.
Lou B, thanks, brother. Just let me be today. I'm already getting a headache right now from yelling at every fruitcake.
Beast, have you thought about not yelling at everyone? Like the chat messes around. So Beast, you now have full hot water, correct?
See.
And Lou B spent $2,500 out of his own pocket to make this happen. Well, why don't you say thank you to Lou B?
If I do intend to get married, he is my first inductee to being on my wedding list.
Shut up. And then I raised from listeners, some who wanted to remain anonymous, so I won't shout everyone out. I raised close to $1,000 to help pay Lou B back. So not only do you need to thank Lou B, you need to thank everyone who has donated to try and help you have hot water in your home, which you now do.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Leave a message. Have a good day, everybody.
If you want to know what these plumbers saw yesterday, here's a look. This is what Lou B was dealing with.
This has been crazy, Jake, this whole experience. I never knew it was going to turn into such madness. The big story here is the plumber from day one was not the plumber from day two. He did not come back. This had to get fixed one way or another. I didn't care what had to be done. This was getting done. Beast provides a lot of entertainment for a lot of us, and there's been nights where I've laughed hysterical watching him. So I was like, I have to do something. And I know he provides a lot of entertainment for the show, and he feels terrible about the things he said. He called me today really upset. So he's already said thank you to me. He offered me a Mexican burrito that he's going to get me. Yesterday he called me, if I ever get married, you're my best man. And then he switched it to inductee.
He is my first inductee to being on my wedding list.
Motherfucker. How'd I go from best man? What happened? I don't know who the bride is. Then he switched it. Thank you to all the Asmaniacs that, thanking me to doing this stuff, but I appreciate it.
You are the man, ladies and gentlemen. The great Lou B with us here.
I would like to start by thanking the great Lou B for helping me get a plumber and paying for the repairs so I can have hot water again. He is the best. I know how lucky I am to have him care about me. I also need to thank the many Asmaniacs who donated money to help me pay for my boiler and tub repairs. Most of them they don't know me, so the fact that they would do this makes me internally grateful and proud to be part of this community. Just leave a message. Just leave a message. Thank you. Have a good day.
What do you need? I'm not in a good mood today. I already took a diarrhea dump and my back's killing me. Does anybody else need anything?